Alright guys, Simon Miller here, the bald-headed idiot that you know from the internet. And yeah, we're doing another album reaction today, kind of inspired by all the crazy stuff that happened with 21 Savage last week. If you don't know, he got accused of being an immigrant in America, said that he only went over there, I think it was like 2005, but it turned out he'd been there since he was 7, and he's actually a UK citizen. Loads of crazy stuff, genuinely loads of crazy stuff. Certainly not something I thought to see before. I read it before the Super Bowl started. So, you know, I was kind of settling down for that, and then all of a sudden, like, poof, what's going on here? Anyway, we've done a bunch of 21 Savage stuff over on Rock Reacts, which is where these videos came from, inspired by. Do go check out Rock Reacts right now. Smash the subscribe button, you know, all the YouTube rules. And I kind of went back through some of his albums, and I thought I want to do the one that he did with Offset and Metro Boomin, mostly because there's a Ric Flair track on there, right? So I thought, I'm a big wrestling fan, I'll do that. But also, I'm pretty sure we've done one of these tracks on Rock Reacts. And anything with Metro Boomin, I'm intrigued with anyway, because I find his production and, well, I don't know, whatever he's involved with, it's got a vibe to it. It's like a, you know, I mean, Travis Scott and his No More. Every time you listen to it, like, what is this? So I thought, screw it, let's sit down with some 21 Savage. Let's go through it, you know, kind of topical, kind of not. I know I'm going to get loads of comments going, oh, you're well late. Yeah, I am. I am late. That's just how it works. I've never heard the album. I want to hear it, and if I'm going to do it as I've learnt, you may as well do it on camera. Anyway, enough rambling from me. You know, like the video, share the video, subscribe. You know the rules. Yeah, we'll start with, what was it? Ghostface Killers. I think this is the one that we've done, but it was a while ago, and my memory can be a bit shaky. So let's just smack. And obviously, Travis Scott's in this as well, so that's good straight away. See? I knew there'd be stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I like. Little, like, sprinkles of atmosphere. This is what I want. Obviously, if you don't know, I'm new to hip-hop, blah, blah, boring. But the cool thing, what I've learned that I really like from my hip-hop is either straight-up aggressive, like that triplet trap star. I'm well into that. And if you don't do that, my second thing I'll always ask for is creating this atmosphere around it. And that is what, I know this is Travis Scott. Travis Scott does it, and I'm pretty sure it's Metro Boomin too. I don't know, my intelligence and education isn't good enough. But those two combine to create, it's like a wall of noise you can kind of get lost in. I know that sounds really cheesy and stupid, but it's true. It's almost like when you go through the song, you've got to like swim through it. You've got to pull stuff away. And that's what this is. It's cool. There's just an edge to it. There's an edge, and I love Edge, not the wrestler. Adam Copeland, how you doing?
Yeah, Kim Jong, yeah, big bomb. Wonder bread man, make your bitch leg crumb. The pole boy, everybody the same. All these niggas sounding like yeah, fast 5 gang. Automatics in the trunk, shoot the maggots with the pump. Love the paddock on my arm.
I was trying to hear exactly what they're singing about. Obviously, you know that part there, the chorus, we'll call it for lack of a better term. You know, going into a trunk, getting your guns, pump, you know, automatics, you know, shotguns and stuff. Other than that, I'm not the best, you know, without actually getting the lyrics up, which I've said 1,000 times I don't like to do because that's not how I'd listen to an album in my own time. I'd rather try and decipher them by myself. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm clearly missing something, and I don't know the comments will be flooded with this is this, but that's how I learn, right? It's cool, but again, it's just, the whole presentation is top notch.
In the Mustang, at the top of the food chain, dropping the cocaine, no game, shooter with no name. Besides, we keep the shit alive, jumping at the public house rights. I'm living for my niggas that do life, yeah. Automatic.
Just little lines like that, I'm living for my that do life. Like, it's just cool. It's just cool, that's what it is, right? It sounds a little bit ridiculous, but you can't, it's like that thing in The Simpsons, where Marge Simpson asks her kids, is she being cool now? And their retort is, well, if you're asking if you're being cool, you're not being cool. Travis Scott knows he's cool, and he don't give a shit. Simple as that. It's easy to listen to.
Dropping the cocaine, no game, shooter with no name. You can play toe games,
like that. So it ends like that, on that note of death. Brilliant. Genuinely brilliant. Again, I'll go through it again and try and decipher the lyrics a bit more, and then I'll go through them in Genius too. But I mean, for a first track on an album, gives you chills at the end. It kind of pulls everything away, and you've got that, like, you know, dun. It's great. Right, move on. Rap Save Me featuring Quavo. I think I may have heard this one too. I think I have heard that one. If I have, it will go out my brain. I'm an idiot. Anyway.
Louis Vuitton got a lot of racks. My carry-on got a lot of racks.
Again, effortlessly cool. Like, it's one of those things, if you're listening to this on your iPod or whatever you use and you're walking down the street, it comes on, even if you're a massive nerd, you're going to start flipping, you know, strutting and wiggling your shoulders because you can't help it. You can't help it. It's too, to repeat it myself, but I love the production. I'm pretty sure it's Metro Boomin that does the production. They all tell me I'm wrong. But I love the way he produces tracks. Or whatever his influence is on these tracks, every time I hear one, it always has this kind of, there's a haunting melody to it. There's a, like I said, this kind of wall that you kind of get, you get enclosed in it. You don't just listen to this song, it kind of wraps itself around your head. I don't know what that means, but that's what it feels like. It's just good. It's just good music.
Smith and Wesson, and it's stainless. Brand new Rari, I'm finna pay.
Yeah, who is my neighbor? I live on an island, I'm sacred. Yeah, life is the matrix. Be rich and be broke and be basic. You smell that biscotti perfume. Yeah,
I mean, what they're singing again, I couldn't catch the flow. When I caught some lines, like originally he was singing about how rap saved him, and there was something to do with the girl and in the gutter, and she owes him money. But how that all pieces together, I'm not sure. I mean, I would imagine that the whole rap saved me thing can be taken 1,000 different ways. Maybe in this way, it could be rap saved him from a bad relationship. Rap saves you from your own personal problems, right? Lots of people use rap or music in general to pull themselves out of, you know, slumps they're in. That's their creative outlet that we all need. Maybe it's just because maybe he was, you know, he found that he was good at rap and that pulled him up in society. I mean, I know I'm just speculating here. I'm sure nothing he's actually sung about. I know there's, you know, a lot of quotes about Xanax and other drugs. I think he was talking about Smith and Wesson at one point, which was a gun. So there's lots of different little things in there. I can't quite piece it together because I'm a moron.
That's your spouse, nigga. Had the racks in the couch, nigga. Rap save me. She drive me crazy.
That from the gutter, rap saved me. That to me sounds like someone pulling themselves, up a social peg, whatever you want to call it. Rich, fame, money, celebrity, honor, pride, whatever. Because they're badass rappers, which they are.
nigga, nobody can't find no
Gang, bang. And I'm dangerous. Smith and Wesson. She drive me crazy. Got my baby. Need my cash.
Need my racks.
Fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you, pay me.
I don't know what was going on that one. I just know that it sounded flipping cool. Maybe it's something I strive to be. I'm not, never will be, but I'll try. Right, we're moving on to Ric Flair drip. So many people have asked me to do this, and I have actually never heard it. I saw clips of the video of Ric Flair in his robes or whatever. It's Offset and Metro Boomin, and I don't know if Ric Flair woos or whatever. I just know he was in the video, as you'd imagine. Hopefully this one I'm going to be good at the lyrics. I've watched wrestling for 25 years. If I'm not, something's gone wrong. But we will find out. I am quite excited. There's like 16 time references. Jet flying.
Water like a jet ski, yeah. I'm trying to fuck you on your bestie, yeah.
Right, so far,
so do not test me, yeah.
so far, pause. So far, jet skis, jewelry. There's another one now, but I missed it because I was trying to pause the things. That's all the thing that Ric Flair talks about. Just mentioned Ric Flair as well.
Drop the roof, show the tits. Poppin', but you really not gon' shoot. 90 pointers, time about the bag, cause the cash accumulate. Soon as we came in the game, all these niggas, they
I love shit like that.
Then I put my grind on. Sliding on the water like a
Jet ski, yeah.
I'm tryna fuck you on your bestie, yeah. Jump up with this girl, so do not test me, yeah. Ric Flair.
There's a flex song, right? And that's what Ric Flair did throughout his entire career. Is that I'm Ric Flair, I'm the best, and my shoes are worth more than your house. That's what he used to say. Brilliant. My shoes are worth more than your house. Watches, jewelry, diamonds, women. That's what he was all about. And that's what they've done here. I hit my camera. I'm an idiot.
Off the bitch. Hey, with your brain, yeah, we bought you like it's an auction, ain't it? Get the chopper, 100 rounds on your wealth, nigga. We get added, then we go pray with the plastic scriptures.
I love that.
Ric Flair drip, go woo on a bitch. Get the sippin' on this with the cool. This girl, so do not test me, yeah. Ric Flair drip, go woo on a bitch.
That stuff. It's terrifying in the best possible way. Damn it.
I can show you.
Oh man, right into the next one. It was awesome. That's just awesome. I mean, again, it was just more, I thought there may be a bit more wrestling references. There wasn't. It's just Ric Flair sort of formed the centerpiece of it, and they did some woos. And everyone knows the woo. Even people that don't watch wrestling somehow know the woo. That's just what happened. There's not really much to say about that. That's just cool. There's a song coming out called Nightmare as well. I don't know why that excites me. And Darth Vader. That excites me too. Right, the next one. My chopper hate. I'm not saying that word because I don't think it's appropriate.
100 bags in a duffel. Went and bought a demon nigga just to burn rubber. All my niggas dogs and we like to bite, don't it? Glock, the stick is way bigger. I call it KKK, cause the sword, Game of Thrones, 223, max size, gang.
Alright, I really want to try and listen to that one to try and get through it, while there's a lot of me just bopping my head, which will be out of time because the camera doesn't sync up to the audio. It's a long story. I mean, I know a little bit about 21 Savage, so I would presume this is about his own experiences when he was on the streets. I think that's, you know, the kind of stuff he had to go through, which is why he's quite an inspirational figure. And it's almost like he's talking to them and he's getting their experiences and being like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to move on to something else. I could be completely wrong. That's what I've taken away from it. Obviously, a lot of gang references and gun references and, you know, trying to, you know, differentiate himself from the people that he's referring to. Deep stuff. Really, really deep stuff. I kind of got lost in it a bit. Kind of forgot the camera was on. Because I was just really trying to sort of, you know, get through it to the other side. Again, could be wrong. I'm not professing to know loads about this stuff. And what I do know, I think that what he's singing about. And that's pretty hard hitting. And cool. In a cool, but not in the same way the other ones are cool. But, you know, it's fair play to actually put that out there. It can't be that easy.
Hey, nigga.
That Aliens game.
Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a nightmare on Elm Street.
Reference.
A night. Hockey mask with the 223.
Jason reference
It's a
around
nightmare
horror
on
themes.
Elm Street.
Right, so actually, you know this already, I'm sure. That segued straight into Nightmare. Let's just go with it. Because it's called Nightmare and it started called anyway. And obviously he was mentioning Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare, Sleep, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the best song I've ever heard about Nightmare on Elm Street is by, was it Ice 9 Kills? So let's see how it compares to that. Oh my gosh. That's so good. Oh, and it sounds like one of those princess sleep things. Oh man. Shout out to Freddie. Brilliant. This is the best one yet. Again, edgy attitude, doesn't give a shit. Cool lyrics, like I can't remember what they said about talk about Freddy Krueger and going to sleep, and obviously nightmares. It's just a sound. It's a sound I like. It's one of those cool things where the lyrics are obviously awesome and I'll get into them. But the top layer, the first thing I hear, which is the beat and their delivery and their intonation, it's so good. This is why I wanted to do this album. I knew I'd connect with it. Because just I'd listen to anything by these guys. Anything. Anything. I love it. That's a cool lyric. Yeah, we're right there.
You open your eye, not dreaming, nigga, we right there.
That is brilliant, this little beat. It makes you want to rap over it. I would never do it because I'd be awful, but it builds you up. Oh man, this is ridiculous. I don't even know what I can say about it. What even is the reaction these days when you're just hearing stuff and you think that it's badass? That's what it is. And the cool thing about this is a year ago, I didn't know 21 Savage was, I didn't know Metro Boomin was, and I didn't know who Offset was. I know he's in Migos now. But, you know, I just feel like I've learned so much. And the cool thing is, I don't think I'd be able to appreciate this 12 months ago whenever I started getting into it. And now the fact that I have, and this is the kind of stuff, I say I warm towards this, and I warm towards stuff like Joyner Lucas, which is ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I love that. Because it's a lot like Metal Riff, if you're into metal, like the triplets that people do. But yeah, any song that can create that kind of vibe, I'm into. You know, you can listen to this in your car, you can listen to this when you're laying down, you can listen to this when you're walking down the street, and it will make you feel a certain way. And that's what music should do. And this music hits me right in the gut. Right, Mad Stalkers, with all three of them, I think. All three of them getting together. Oh, maybe not, actually. I think I misread the title.
Middle fingers on 6, turn 16, then I got my first stick at 90. Fuck the other side, catching choppers. All my niggas mad cautious, bitch. I got mad dick, turn these hoes into mad stalkers. I got mad dick.
Flex song again, right? Again, I'm trying to actually get through now. I'm trying to give back. To me, it's, you know, 21 Savage. You know, again, he's risen up. He's got his boys. He's got his crew. And Offset's like, look at all this stuff that I've got as well. And yeah, you know, women love us so much. We got Mad Stalkers. Like, it's pretty on the nose. But it's you know, that's what it is, and it's fun to listen to. And they're right. They probably are doing very well. I imagine. They're all very successful.
Damn. We got mad choppers. All my niggas mad cautious. Bitch, 21.
You got Metro, don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Stuff like that. That wasn't my favourite one. There was no hook to that really that sort of sunk its nails in. I'm just gonna let it run through straight to the next one. Don't have much to say. It was just, again, Flex song. It was cool, but it didn't really get me. Disrespectful.
Yeah. I'm a gang banging, chain swinging, chopper tone, zone 6, nigga. Pirate whipper, Louis V slipper,
Once again, I'm pretty sure they're just talking about how badass they are. I think there was some references in there to if you screw them over, they'll shoot you. I think there was it was some kind of, you know, mention to how much Offset has got, and that, you know, he's got loads of jewelry and stuff, and it's really expensive. It's more the beats, I think, with this album. And again, this beat is all right. It's not as good as the other ones. At the moment, it's the top heavy album. Yeah, top heavy album. So the first few tracks I thought were great, and now we're into the second half, and I'm not vibing with it as much. But again, a lot of that could be because, you know, your brain does get a little bit exhausted the more you listen. Maybe I listen to this sort of in a few days by itself. It will. But that's what I'm taking from it. It's still good. It's still good to bop your head to, right? Again, it's still got that flavour. It's still got the... It's still creating that, again, this is an atmosphere album to me. It's a vibe album. I think I'm going on about it again, but that's what I really, really like about it. That's what I take away with it. And it also creates stuff that you can't get from any other kind of music. Like, again, I'm a metalhead. That's where I'll always sort of lay my head. That's what brought me to the dance when it comes to music. And that can make you feel a lot of things, but I never think it makes you feel... This is like swagger. I don't think a lot of metal makes you feel swagger. It makes you feel angry and aggressive and, again, really sort of pats you around the face. But yeah, this is just... It's that vibe and it's that beat, and I really respect that someone can, because that's almost like a reflection of someone's personality and reflection of their persona. So if you try and do it and you suck at it, it's going to come across. Whereas they do it so effortlessly. Again, it's just like, oh, yeah, you imagine if I met you, you know, you'd be chilling in like a few minutes and be like, of course you are. That's just what you do.
I'm drinking codeine for breakfast.
Drinking codeine for breakfast. What is this obsession with codeine? Oh, that's good. Oh, man, that...
None of y'all bitches ain't special. Keep your mouth closed, little bitch, I might bless you.
The ending of that was good. The ending, they really built, sort of their elements came in, really sort of grew it to where I wasn't expecting. I like the ending. All right, run up the racks. What does that mean? I should know that. I'm sure you're probably laughing at me now. Wait a minute. Scary, right? Scary.
Count 100, yeah, nigga. Diamonds froze, chill, nigga. I went platinum in the pink. Young nigga, 17.
Straight away, it's just like, so my deal, I did this, I'm only 17, what have you done? Absolute nothing, I'm 21 Savage. I love it. It makes me laugh. The end song's flipping that ass, like, that's like entrance music. Yeah, it was alright. I prefer this bit the way it started. Everything in the middle was alright, again, just kind of more, you know, we're going to come kick your ass, don't mess around with us. But it was alright. Maybe it is a little bit top heavy as an album. Let's just let it run through. Still serving.
AK with the scope, nigga, and it's real. Hero go, AP, yellow go, nigga, and I bought one plane. All set. I got a lot of codeine habits. I was robbing at the store and they ain't have it. Give it up, shit depend on the stick. Lean, yeah. I serve raw, clean, yeah. I drink raw, lean, yeah. I got raw, clean, yeah. Make your nose lean, yeah.
I don't really know what they were singing about, they're rapping about there either. I'm not even going to make a comment because I don't get it. I like this bit, but that really didn't do much for me. Right, we're going to finish with Darth Vader in a sec. Overall, though, I do like the album. I think maybe these last few tracks need to be listened to by themselves. Don't kind of grab you as the early one does. That Nightmare song was the sort of the highlight, and then ever since then, yeah, it's been okay. I'm saying I'm being weighted. It's brilliant. Of course, it's a brilliant album, but I just, the first 5 tracks I thought, bloody fire, and now it's still decent, but I think I need to come back to these. Anyway, Darth Vader, be about Star Wars, just for fun. Or be about the terrifyingly being dragged into another dimension. What is that? Something in reverse, right, surely?
Sparkles in a watch like X. Cameras on my neck, have sex. 57 90s on deck. 790. Running from the demons. Angels in my dream when I'm leaning. With the beat. Don't nobody move for the shit start ring.
The coolest thing about this is that flow. That sort of the offbeatness, the quickness of it, that boom, like, how you even start to do that, I don't know. And again, something else when I come to this stuff, you really sort of realise the skill and how difficult that is to do, and how a lot of people are probably just born with it, right? I love that. Again, going back to the whole, that's why I like trap, because I know people think it's really simple, but it's not to my brain, and because it kind of speaks to my brain, I find it really cool, and that's why I like this. It's just off just a little bit, and that's why I like it.
The diamonds is pressure. Ain't having no pressure. I bought the plane for lead. They said I was being too extra. I brought the gang with me. Killed it with the suppressor gang.
Minor key changes with synths, whatever it is. That's a good ending. I mean, I think that album overall is just basically 3 dudes that got together, and I'm pretty sure it was a kind of a surprise when they did release it. I mean, very easy to listen to, really well done, really cool production. That was my favourite thing about it. Some excellent beats. You know, each one just kind of showing off what they can do, but also proving they can collab together as well. Again, just something you want to listen to over and over again, really. I don't ever see that getting boring. And it does kind of take you on a little journey, a little adventure. Again, my favourite music, that's why I got into metal, because I felt like when you get to the end, it's completely different from where you've begun. And I absolutely got that from as well. I think I need to re-listen to those last 4 tracks, which I'm going to do. Maybe try and catch because I didn't get any of the lyrics of the Darth Vader one. And I didn't catch any of them, and I was really trying to, probably why I looked a bit spaced out. But yeah, as sort of something that I think came out of nowhere, and certainly came out of nowhere for me, plus the Ric Flair love, that Nightmare song was flipping fire. I like it. It's not like I don't like it, absolutely did. And I think 21 Savage especially is, yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know, I have no idea how old he is now. Let's look it up, screw it, and then we know. I imagine he's still pretty young. My point being is I imagine there's even better to, yeah, he's 26. I imagine there's even more to come from him. How old's Offset just while we're here too? He's only 27. Both of them then. I mean, both of them. Let's do it. Metro Boomin now, right? It's only fair that we do them all. He's 25. All of them. All of them. I mean, that is talent. And so young. Really cool. Love it. Love learning about this stuff. I keep learning. I keep listening to more. Hopefully I keep educating myself so when I come back to something like this, I get it even more. But I've gone on long enough. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. Always appreciate it. We'll do more reactions. Drop a suggestion below. And if I get to it, absolutely will. And then, yeah, it's without warning. Just badass.